Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Agri for Sure, a unit of your Clarity for Sure, which is known for giving highest number of results in NABARD Grade A. Right. So we will today try to discuss life cycle of an hen and terms associated with the overall life cycle of hen, because this topic is very important both for your NABARD examination and also for your IBPS A4 examination. So we will see all the terms and terminologies what they can be asked. If you go through this chart, right, nothing more can be asked. Right, about this. So let's discuss one by one so that you remember the things sequentially, right? And you do not confuse up with the thing, right? How many weeks, how many days, which, right, in which stage it is called what. So we'll discuss each and everything. So first we'll start with the house, right? House, what is this house? The house of the poultry where they live, a house where the chicken lives is called as coop. This is the first thing you should know. The house is known as coop, right? What is this term pecking order? Many terms we come across in poultry, the term pecking order. Pecking order is nothing but it is a social hierarchy, right? Social hierarchy associated with the poultry birds. The poultry bird, which is the strongest, which is having the strongest beak, right, dominates over the all the flocks, right? So the social order or the social hierarchy as per the dominance is known as pecking order. So this is the first two terms from where we have started. Now in this coop, right, there will be living two type of right entities. The first entity we can call it as hen, and the second entity we call it as rooster. So what is hen? An adult female chicken, right? Adult female chicken, which is a very common word everybody is knowing, is known as what? Hen. And adult male or mature chicken is known as rooster. Now, when we use this term adult, right, or we use the term mature, what does this indicate? This indicate that their age is above 20 weeks. Whenever we say adult or mature, or whenever we use the term hen or rooster, we mean that the age they have surpassed is above 20 weeks of age. So this is the two things you have to remember. Above 20 weeks age, we call it as hen or rooster. Now there are two things. The physiological appearance, if we go for the hen and the rooster, sometimes what happens, you have seen this red mass-like structure in the head of cock or the rooster, we call it as quam, and we can see fleshy structure from the beak, right, below the beak of hen, then we call it as wattle, right? So there are two terms they ask in the examination, wattles. Wattles are associated with poultry birds, that is a fleshy structure below their beak, and quam is very common word as most of you might be knowing. This is the red fleshy in the right rooster. Another term that we get from the physical appearance, right? Physical appearance term, we have seen cob, we have seen wattle. Another physical appearance term is henny feather. Do you know what is henny feather? Anybody? But do you know what is henny feather? Henny feather means when the male bird, right? When the male bird, that is rooster, develops feather that is similar to the female bird. Right? You can see the feathers of the female bird and the male bird are different. But if the male bird is having feathers similar to the female bird, then we call it as a henny feather, right? This was the another term that you can remember. So we have till now covered coop, hen, wattle, rooster, henny feather. These are certain terms. Now, what is another term is straight run. Straight run means unsexed group of chicks. Unsexed group of chick means when the chick are just say few days or few weeks of old. So there is no sex differentiation in the chicks, right? There is no sex differentiation. You cannot determine that which is male bird, which is female bird. So if we take a flock of birds, right? If we take a flock of chicks, better to say, then 50% will be male and 50% would be female. Female. That is only known as straight run. That is only known as straight run. Okay? So this is another term you should know. Now, once the mature, that is above 20 week, they are sexually mature. We call them sexually mature. Since they are sexually mature, they will have intermating. Once intermating is done, we get what? We get a layer hen. We get a layer hen. What is called as layer hen? A hen which has the ability to produce egg is known as layer. The layer word is coming from lay, means laying the eggs, right? So it starts from 22. See, they have attained their sexual maturity over 20 weeks. So now they will have intermating. Now the hen will be ready to produce the eggs. So this will be around 20 to 21 weeks, lasting for about 12 months until around 72 weeks. So this is a very important line they ask in the examination. It starts from here, right, lasting for about 12 months until 72 weeks. It goes on and the egg producing capacity slows down. The peak egg producing capacity of the hen lasts from 26 to 29 weeks. This is very important. Layer lifespan, right? The birds which lay eggs, right, have a lifespan of 1.3 years to 2 to 3 years. You should know. And backyard poultry that we have in our villages and all, right, that have a lifespan of 6 to 8 years. So this poultry bird, the commercial birds have very less lifespan if they are for laying eggs. 1.3 to 2 3 years, backyard 6 to 8 years, and if they are used for the meat purpose, they have only a lifespan of 6 to 8 weeks, that we call it as a broiler. So this is lifespan also they ask. When they start producing, also they ask. When it reaches the peak, also they ask. What is the lifespan of the birds, right, in the commercial and the backyard, also they ask. So these are very important for. So once the bird which lays the egg, right, and sits around the egg, the bird is called as a broody bird, right? The bird sitting around her eggs after the mating and the laying is called as a broody bird. So what happens is that around 24 to 26 hours gap, the bird lays the egg. If one egg is laid, then another 24-hour gap, another egg will be laid. This is also asked. And once the first egg is laid, the what happens is that the next egg formation starts within the bird in 30 minutes of time only. The process initiates. Okay. So once the egg has been there, so what happens is that the egg needs particular warmth and temperature. So in natural conditions, the mother bird, right, will give the warmth to the eggs. If this is not possible in the case of commercial cases, so they keep the eggs in instrument called as incubator. Now incubator can be divided into two types: the setter and the hatcher. The setter is what where the eggs are kept for first 15 days, right? And hatcher is where the eggs are kept for last 3 days when they are just going to be hatched. So another thing that they ask in the examination, what is the temperature and RH condition for the incubator? So for setter, the temperature is around 99.5 to 99.75 degree Fahrenheit, and RH is 55 to 60%. Similar for the hatcher, right? The temperature is 98.5 degree Fahrenheit and RH is 65 to 75 percent of relative humidity. So these factors are very important and asked in the examination. Another term that we see in examination is the physiological zero. What do you mean by physiological zero? Anybody who knows the meaning of physiological zero? Physiological zero, as the name only indicates, the temperature where the embryonic development does not take place. If you give the temperature below certain mark, the eggs will not hatch and the embryo inside the eggs will not develop. So that temperature they ask, what is the physiological zeros? It is 75 degree Fahrenheit or 24 degrees Celsius. This is very, very high. This is very, very, very important, the physiological zero. So the egg can be hatched by giving the warmth through the incubator or through the mother bird. Once the egg is hatched, right, it gives to the chick, right? It gives to the chick. So this is also very important. So what do you mean by chick, right? As we have seen in the rooster or the hen, what is the age? So we call it as a chick below 0 to 8 weeks of age. We call it as a chick. Thing to remember, we call it as a chick, right? Only when it is 0 to 8 week of age, right? This is there. Now, two more terms associated with eggs that we see: spurs. The projections, if you see the minute details in the microscopic view, there are certain projections in the egg that we call at a egg, right? This point. And candling is the visual examination. Candling is the visual examination with the help of the light to see the eggs are okay or not okay, right? This is there. So once the chick grows, right, that is 0 to 8 weeks, though now they grow. So after 8 weeks, that is from 9 to 20 weeks, they are called as growers, and we call this growers as at this teen age of the hen. So teen age of the hen, the growers last from 9 to 20 weeks, right? Clear? So 0 to 8, right? Their chick, 0 to 8 is your chick, then 9 to 20 is your teenage. And after teenage, what will they will become? They will become mature. So what another term we use, right? What another term we use here is the cockerel and the pullet. Cockerel and the pullet, right? Cockerel is young male chicken under 1 year age, right, is called as the coccygeal. And pullet is young female chicken, right? It is young female chicken. It is young male chicken under 1 years of egg. Okay. So we use these two terms also, the pullet and the coccygeal under 1 year of age. So this also you have to remember. Now, as I've told you, the laying starts from here, but for meat purpose, the meat should be tender, right? Chicken should be tender. So age is very less for that. That is your 6 to 8 weeks of age. So both the forms, the male and the female, can be used for broiler, and it can be 6 to 8 weeks of age. And what happens is that this pullet again, we can see the cycle goes on like this. The pullet will become again, right, a mother, and she will lay the eggs, and the cycle will go on like this. Another few more terms that we see is molting. Molting is the shedding of the feathers, is called as molting, that we use in the poultry. Crop. What is the crop? Crop is the portion in the digestive system of the bird where it stores the food, where it stores the food before it gets digested, right? So it is known as crop, you can remember. Stack chicken is another terminology that we use for the male chicken up to 10 months of age. In many books, you will see the term stack chicken up to 10 months of age. So you can find a little bit of days, months, week, plus, minus, 2, minus, 3, 4, like that, different author to author. But this is the standard, right? What I have written down, you can remember. This is the standard that you have to remember. So all the terms, I think we have discussed most of the things, whatever they ask in the examination, and the time frame also is very important that they ask in the examination. Hope it right will help you to understand. It help you to remember the things for your examination very easily. If you like this video, please subscribe and share this video, and we will try to make more such videos of all the cases if you will like and subscribe the video. Thank you for my dear friends. This is all about. We will come again for the next video. Bye bye. Take care.